herO decides to go for it, although we may see herO go for some kind of two-base timing as well. Not the easiest third base to hold. It is Catalina as well. We're going into set number 2 for Life versus herO. Up here in the north in Catalina, in the red, the Zerg player, it is Life.
Has to win this game, or he goes to the loser bracket against Classic, who beat him in Pro League on Tuesday. Here at the 9 o'clock position, we do have CJ herO up 1 game. Looking to close things out, go to the winner bracket against Stats in an epic PvP.
That's going to be an interesting match if it gets there. Look at this. We already got a pylon on the low ground. It's going to be a forge opening for herO.
That's right.
Although, fortunately enough for Life, he has sent his Overlord in the correct path towards the base of herO, and he will get to scout that pylon soon enough.
Yes, he will, and it actually should be early enough for him to go into that pool before hatchery without any sort of delay or cancel. He'll know exactly what's up. So maybe a little bit of a mistake putting that pylon just a little too forward from herO. Life, though, going to go straight down to the natural, perhaps. He might not see it in time.
I wonder if he's going to wait.
Nope.
No, he's just going to go for it.
He's going to see the pylon. He has his second Overlord spotting in front of the natural, which is very, very smart.
Well, you know the thing about this is that if he comes to the front here and sees no forwards, he's like, okay, you're just going Nexus. I'm going to be totally fine against this.
Oh, yeah.
And he may even want to go out there and try to take his third base.
Yeah, he will. Now that he's seen no forge next to this pylon. Very safe. Third base going down for him.
There it is.
So very similar game opening to last game, except it's a much shorter rush distance. Could see a lot more aggression from herO.
Yeah, and the thing is here, he does put down that forge before the gateway. As in the last game, he put down that gateway first, just wanting to go into the tech a bit faster. He's already got that probe out on the map.
Ooh. I wonder if we could see any sort of cheeky play. Could actually see a cannoning at the third base, and it just went down. Yep. Spawning pool has not been made. There it goes.
That's a long way for the drones to walk.
But we do see gateway began warping in.
Yeah, he's just going to go throw that down first. I mean, it's looking like he wants to do something with this probe, but nothing going on just yet. Maybe just trying to threaten Life for now.
Just pull an extra drone off. Waste a little bit more money. He gets the perfect scouting. And we'll kind of go into the similar kind of game, though granted the tech of herO is a lot slower because of that forge.
Just coming in here and being annoying. herO, one of the most annoying Protosses with this first probe, a scouting probe, loves to come in, delay those mining on the minerals, and just start attacking the drones as well.
It's actually the most annoying thing ever. Having one of those probes. People that like attack your drones with their scouting probe.
Yeah.
It does like nothing, but like...
There's like no point to it. Actually, you're not going to lose anything. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
It's like to get your opponent on tilt, even.
It works, man. I'll tell you that much. You're going to see... I wonder what tech we're going to see from herO with this. He's got a lot of gas. I guess for now, we'll see an early mothership. Maybe a stalker. Yep. How aggressive? How aggressive does he want to be? Stargate. Okay. So Oracle Tech for herO. We did actually see something that I forgot to note was a pretty early gas from Life. Much earlier than he would have gotten perhaps normally if he was being a little bit more greedier. So we'll have Zergling speed out in a decent time. Should be starting in the next few seconds.
There it is. Life, he does poke in with that Overlord, but sees that forge working. May get a little suspicious. He only has that one Overlord. He doesn't actually have one toward the south or the east of herO's base, so he's not going to be able to get that main base scouting unless he loops his Overlord all the way around, which is incredibly hard to do.
Yeah, I was about to say we'd probably see some blind spores once again as well. I mean, herO's style is pretty figured out at this point. He does play a very similar way every game. Not like doesn't really completely throw people off guard. I would not be surprised if we see him go to Blink Stalkers again, Valdez.
I wouldn't be surprised either. He's getting a pretty fast +1. Getting some sentries out as well. It's going to be a very strong push behind these Oracles. Already adding 3 gates.
It's looking to be geared up for another, nice and early third base. From there, probably a few more gateways. Blink Stalker +2. From there, it's I feel like herO really kind of scouts out the opponent, feels them out, and decides where he wants to go from there, whether it be all in with Blink Stalkers, whether it be double Robotech against Foremost, or maybe double Stargate against a Muta Switch or a Muta Tech. It's a very flexible build and definitely one of the most standard. Ooh. Oh, that is so cute. Getting rid of the larvae. Something we don't see very often. Ooh, gotta be careful with the Oracle there.
Does get out alive. He's going to want that back at his third base to defend. This time not being as early with that setup. The cannon is warping in, but it's not ready yet. And the Zerglings, they do have speed a bit earlier than herO was anticipating.
Yeah, he might actually have enough this time. We are seeing a lot of Zealots warp in. Mothership Core going to be doing a lot to these Zerglings, and now the Oracle is back as well. So, it's hard to say how much Life's going to do with this again.
He's going to force it in, man. This is Life.
Oh, perfect surround.
Really nice surround, but once again, that Oracle getting to work. All of those Zerglings that Life just went into, pretty much all going down, trading only with the Zealots.
He's got more on the way. We are seeing 4 sentries being warped in at third base. Life really wants to try and cancel this third.
He's trying so hard, man, but now with all of these sentries, he's got a cannon, as well as more gateways coming in. I think he should be just fine.
There's only 1 pylon there, Valdez. If he gets that pylon, the cannon is completely unpowered. Mothership Core can activate Photon Overcharge at any point.
Yeah, we have roaches on the way here as well. He's going to focus down that pylon. The cannon is now not functioning. And here come the roaches. He's got 18 on the map already.
Blink, half done. Once he has Blink, it should be a lot easier to clean up, but until then, I feel like he needs to make like a second pylon so this cannon just has no chance of going out of power. And pylon is going to be cancelled, and Photon Overcharge has been activated. Those sentries have to be careful, and we are seeing a big Stalker warp in as well.
Yep, 7 Stalkers coming into this army.
Oh, I love the burrow.
Burrow is huge. Of course, that cannon does focus that down, and here we go. These sentries all alone. This is just so many roaches at this point.
That is a lot of roaches, and they can pretty much kill this third base. There is nothing left to defend against this. From the bottom, actually, that is an impressive amount of Stalkers. And with the Oracle detecting, I'm not sure how much longer it's going to be lasted for, but he could get a lot of these roaches.
He's getting a decent amount of roaches. herO actually doing a decent job of keeping at least 2 sentries alive. Really nice force fields that are actually going to cut off that roach army.
Oh, this actually might be too much. He's going to get the third Nexus. He should get out of there with those roaches. I feel like counterattack could be possible if herO actually ends up killing a lot of these roaches.
+2 already complete for herO, whereas I believe Life doesn't have any upgrades, right? He's only got burrowed roaches.
Yep, only burrowed roaches. Getting burrow moves, burrow move as well. And what is herO going to do from here? I feel like, is he going to go for that third base again? He's going to power up the gateways and simply go for it, I think. At this point, I mean, you're going to be behind no matter what. Life obviously spent a lot of resources on being aggressive. A lot of overlords out in the map that's going to supply block Life. Life simply planning to counterattack.
This is so many +2 Stalkers. Counterattack is a really good idea here. He actually catches 2 sentries. That is big. And now he's getting to work on that pylon. 2 more gateways going to go down and not be powered. Can easily cancel that third base once again. These Stalker's not in the best position, actually. Well, this core needs to get back there, but he's just going to try to blink micro for now. And he's following up with the rest of his gateway army.
Yeah, too much here. Fire movement speed has finished. Blink forward. There's a lot of damage Life is taking. He's got to be very careful. A counterattack could actually happen at this point. The bigger this army, the Blink Stalker army gets, the more cost-efficient herO will be. Now Life finally getting +1.
herO going to go for this third base for the 3rd time now. Look at this. So many Stalkers warped in at once. 6 at a time. Finally, the Hydralisk Den does come down. Going to be key in defending any type of counterattack here with all these Blink Stalkers.
Yeah. I'm kind of feeling nervous for life at this point. He has stayed on this tech for so long. He hasn't really made many more drones for his third base, which is probably the biggest problem. He's only on 13 drones on the minerals. Only one of the gases is saturated. He does have a lot of gas built up, granted, for these Hydras. Still, it's going to be on even basis very shortly, and we can see herO transition into Colossi very easily after this +3. The game is certainly not over for herO just yet.
Very action-packed game so far. This is what you get usually when you watch Life, unless you're on Cross Spawns Nimbus, which he tries to take that fourth base.
Yeah, that's usually just Sadness City, I think. He's not good on those massive maps where you're kind of forced in that swarm host positioning.
Another Overlord goes down. A +3 right now is about halfway done for the Protoss. He's adding Immortals as well, at least for now.
Not a bad idea considering it is a lot of roaches in this composition. And, you know, Immortal Stalker isn't horrible if you have enough force fields against Hydra as well. Especially with +3, it's going to make things a bit easier. It's a very dangerous sort of army that we see herO making. One that might not, Roach Hydra might not even be able to fight against later on in the game. And we are finally seeing the robotics bay being made as well. No fourth base for Life, so Life is really banking on an all-in from this. He's really hoping to crush the army before it gets too big and kill that third base again.
Maybe if he comes in before any number of Colossi are made. Already that robotics bay is not done. This Warp Prison just barely getting out alive once again. And that is a lot of units here for Life.
Actually, I didn't even look at the natural, and there's actually only 10 drones on the minerals in the natural base of Life. So he is been cutting drones so much for this attack.
Here we go, Life beginning to fight already. Nexus Cannon does go down, but it looks like he wants to fight away from the Nexus. Get a nice concave over here. How are the force fields? They're good for now.
Yeah, these are perfect force fields, essentially. Zoning out one side, and he's picking off what he can, what comes in range. And these are +3 Stalker Sentry Immortal. Not the best concave for herO, though. Still, should be enough, especially with these force fields.
He's doing a really good job. Life is just trying to find any angle that he possibly can find. He's adding in a lot more roaches, as he only sees one Immortal in this. Maybe if he can just burrow through and try to power through underneath these force fields.
Maybe. This could be one of Life's last chances. The first Colossi is at. It doesn't have Colossi range yet. Here we go again. Great force fields, enough to kind of zone out what he needs to funnel them in. And we are seeing Life. He's not finding a way, man.
No. herO's just delaying this for so long. He's doing a really good job. Now Life's starting to get to work on that Cybernetics core that's not going to allow many Stalkers to be warped in. After this, he gets it down, and he's got a very nice concave. The force fields aren't the best here, actually. A lot of the Zerg units are firing, but again, this is still a very strong Protoss army.
Yeah, when you get Colossi, it really changes it a lot. And we are seeing the loss of Life's kind of army get cleaned up. Second Colossi comes in. GG is called. Life goes down 0-2 into the loser bracket against Classic. And herO goes up against Stats in the winners.
herO's too good, man. This guy is just so strong. He does weird builds in PvP. He is going up against Stats. I wouldn't say that herO definitely has the advantage there, actually. Stats is very strong in PvP, whereas herO has shown that it's probably his weakest matchup.
Yeah, look at the history of these players. Stats beat herO 3-2 in the WECG Cup last year. So it is possible Stats can take him out. Whereas Life against Classic, well, we'll have to wait and see, Valdez.
That we will. We will have to wait and see, as Moonglade loves to say.
Well said. I actually say that. Thank you for pointing that one out, Valdez.
Yeah. But going into that Classic versus Life one as well, it's just not looking good for Life, I have to say. I was saying, you know, maybe if he practiced a ton before coming into this, maybe he's got some new strategies, new builds. But I don't know, man. He just got stomped there by herO.
He did. He really did. It kind of looked like I don't know. He didn't have any new ideas for his builds. Like, he did essentially the same thing both games. Well, granted, he went to Swarmhost in the end of game 1. In game 2, he went for the Hydra Roach all in, cutting drones incredibly, like to a point where it's like super all in. Like, you have to make it happen. And both games, he did go for that super hardcore Zergling, trying to cancel the third base. Not going to work, especially against an Oracle opening, as I have mentioned in the past many times.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, like, I felt like Life was just not confident to take that one late. After the first game, he's like, you know, it's closer spawns here on Catalina. Maybe I can try to push this one out, try to end it before it gets to that late game where herO's just going to crush me, because herO is looking so strong in that late game PvZ.
He is absolutely right. And same with Classic, man. I'm kind of really nervous about Life versus Classic. I think we could just see Life disappear from this tournament in the next best of 3.
The maps are going to be important. Really going to be interested to see what kind of maps do get banned out there.
Hopefully no Nimbus.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, guys, we are going to go to a 7-minute break before our third winners match here, so stay tuned. We will be right back.